Well, in the UK we have over 140 non-native or alien species of the aquatic type, and a number of those are invasive, meaning that they're actually damaging to the ecosystems here in the UK. And the campaign is about educating recreational boaters on how they can minimise the spread of these alien species. We know that recreational boating is one of the ways that they can spread around the coastal and inland waters. So the campaign is to educate and stop the spread. Well, different types of alien species cause different types of problems, but generally they threaten our native species, which means that they might eat fish eggs or larvae, so they actually damage the ecosystems that we have here in the UK. They can also pose a threat to different sectors, so in some of the coastal locations where we see the carpet sea squirt, for example, that can pose a threat to the aquaculture sector and fishing. Well, we know that recreational boating is one of the ways that alien species can spread into inland waters and coastal waters. So what we want to do is, first of all, raise their awareness through this campaign that these alien species are present here in the UK, and then provide them with some really easy practical tips of ways they can minimise the spread. And that's essentially about keeping their boats clean, annually lifting, scrubbing and anti-fouling the hulls, making sure, for example, if they clean their anchors before they move from one anchorage to the other, and generally keeping an eye on any biofouling that appears on their boats to make sure it's removed before they move into different waters. First of all, the objective is to raise awareness, so thanks to the Haven Academy support, what we'll be able to do is get signage into as many marinas and clubs around the coast of the UK as quickly as possible, and secondly then to raise the level of education and practical implementation, and by that I mean making sure that boaters know what to do and when to do it to stop the spread of these species. The main way is to do a campaign based on this poster, which we think is really eye-catching and engaging, and that was really important, that we have a look and feel that's modern and colourful and bright, with some graphics, not necessarily photographs, and some very clear, clean messaging about what boaters can do. And the idea is to get this into as many clubs and marinas across the whole of the UK in a variety of formats, so in this poster form, but also perhaps some more fixed signage that certainly marinas might like to put up. So boaters, wherever they are, will actually have this poster right in front of them, and they'll be curious about what it contains. The Haven Academy funding has been fantastic because it's enabled us to produce something which is very bespoke to this issue. We know that it's really important that the messages that the Green Blue develops have to be very tailored, otherwise the audience, the recreational boating public, won't understand them and they won't take them on board. So this has enabled us to do something that's very particular around alien species, and also to drill down into the detail with the simple messaging. Boat owners can get involved by simply following the tips that we suggest on the signage. Very simply by washing down the boats whenever they can, making sure any biofouling is removed. I suppose above all it's about boat owners taking responsibility, and by and large recreational boating is a very responsible sector. That's certainly our experience at the Green Blue, that they understand that it's really important to protect the environment, and in fact it's in their interest to do so because they want to keep the waters clean and healthy around the UK. So by getting involved in this campaign and by following our suggestions, then they're taking responsibility. In simple terms, we will know if we've been successful if we can walk into any club or any marina around the UK and we see one of our posters. That would be fantastic. But more than that, it's whether we can then go up to a boater and say, have you heard about alien species? And they say, yeah, we know about that because we've seen the poster funded by the Haven Academy Award. And yeah, we do clean our anchor. And yes, we do make sure that we anti-foul annually, so we follow your advice. So if we can get thousands of boaters following that, it's been a fantastic success.